Bonjour étudiants, bienvenue à la classe de français, welcome to French class. So last video we saw the formation of Passecompose with our, and today in this video we are going to see the formation of Passecompose with Ethre. Okay, so let us go into the video. Okay, yeah, formation of Passecompose with the auxiliary verb Ethre. Okay, the auxiliary verb Ethre to be is used for intransitive verbs of movement. Review the list of such verbs and note that they can often be remembered in pairs of opposites. Okay, so for this method, I'll give you another simple method of understanding, and that will be sent only by PDF format. Right now, you can see the verbs which are conjugating with Ethre, and these verbs will not conjugate with our. So you have to remember this point at this juncture. Okay, so the verbs which are conjugating with our will not conjugate with Ethre. So that is a important point you have to remember. Okay, now see say aller, arrive, descendre, entre, naître, passer, tombe, venir, revenir, retourner, rentrer, partir, monter, sortir, mourir, rester, devenir. So these verbs, these are the verbs which will be conjugating with Ethre. Okay. So now you can see the meanings also. So aller is to go, arrive is to arrive, descendre is to go down, then entrer is to enter, naître to be born, passer is to pass by, tomber is to fall, venir and revenir, that is to come and come back, retourner, rentrer, it is to return and go back, partir is to leave, monter, go up, sortir, to go out, mourir is to die, and rester is to stay, and devenir is to become. Okay, so among these verbs, the ones with the irregular past participle are as follows. So already I told you the before itself, even with the our, like ER group, IR group, RE group, you can easily form the past participle for the regular verbs. But for irregular verbs, you have to memorize all the past participle as I said before. Like this, in Ethre also, we have some irregular verbs which have their own past participles. So now you can see here, revenir, venir and devenir all comes like this. Venu, revenu, devenu. Then naître is ne and mourir is mou. So these verbs have their own past participle, and you have to memorize this also. Okay, along with the other verbs which we have done with the our. Now next, it is imperative to use the appropriate conjugated form of the auxiliary verb Ethre to be before the past participle of these verbs inform their Passecompose. So that means it is imperative to use the appropriate conjugated form of the auxiliary verb Ethre to be before the past participle of these verbs to form the Passecompose. Review the conjugation of the verb naître to be born in Passecompose. You will observe that the second English translation of each verb does not reflect the French verbal structure. In English, we use only the auxiliary verb have in the past tense. Okay, now you can see the difference between the conjugation or the formation of Passecompose with Ethre. In Passecompose with our, the past participle never changes, it remains the same everywhere. But here, the past participle has to accept the number and gender that it reflects to the subject pronoun. Okay, je suis né or né. So here both things are given. Je, either it can be a masculine form or a feminine form. So if it is a feminine masculine form, you use ne, or if it is a feminine, if you are a girl or something like that, you can use nee. Okay, I was born, have been born. Next one, to a, ne or ne. So same thing, you also can be in any gender. So the options are given. So this is what the difference I said. So when you conjugate with our, the past participle remains the same everywhere, but when the Ethre, the past participle changes according to the subject and number. Okay, so that is subject pronoun. That is the number and gender. It coincides or it accepts the number and gender. So il ane, and el ane. So here also, so here el ane, here e is added. Obviously, that is the right thing you have to do. Then on ane, then next one nous sommes ne, vous êtes ne. So here vous êtes ne, you have many options. It is ne or nee or nes or nes. Vous or you can be in any form. Either it can be a masculine singular or feminine singular or masculine plural or feminine plural. Okay. Same thing like the il son ne. So this is compulsory masculine plural, and el son ne, it is feminine plural. Okay. So this here the changes. The past participle has to accept the number and gender of the subject that it takes. Okay, remember to make the past participle of the verb agree in gender and number with the subject of the verb. So that is what I said. So the conjugation, when you do with the avoir, you don't have any problem. The past participle remains the same, unless if there is a direct object before the verb avoir, then there is a number and gender goes with the thing, and there you can have a change. But unless if there is no direct object before the verb avoir, the past participle remains the same everywhere. But here it is not like that. It is compulsory that you have to change the past participle according to the number and gender of the subject of the verb. Okay. Next. In the phrase il a ne, the past participle ne remains in the original form because it reflects the masculine gender and singular number of the subject il. So already I told you it remains in the masculine form. Next one. In the phrase el a ne, the past participle ne changes to the feminine form because it reflects the feminine gender and singular number of the subject el. So here already it is explained. So the change in the past participle has to be has to be understood by you why we change the past participle according to the number and gender of the subject. That is very, very important. That is a fixed rule. Next one. In the phrase il son ne, the past participle nes reflects the masculine gender and plural. So it is in plural form, the masculine plural. So ils. The next one, in the phrase el son ne, the past participle nees. So here es is added, reflects the feminine gender, that is in plural form, feminine gender or feminine plural form. Okay, so that is what es. Okay, so clearly understand, whenever you conjugate with Ethre, the past participle has to accept the number and gender of the subject that it takes. So that is the point. It has been clearly explained. Now you have, be specially aware of many spelling possibilities of past participle of the verb conjugated with Ethre when the subject is vous, because the subject pronoun vous could be represent anything. It can be a male or female or several persons, masculine or feminine persons. So here you have to change according to that when you use the context. So that is what is explained clearly. Okay, so some examples are given here. So Bill Gates, you can see there, ESTNE is given because it is masculine. Next one, his wife, so femme, it is given NEE. So the change is there because it is a feminine singular. Here, Venus and Serena Williams, here you can see son ne, es is added, okay, because it is feminine plural. Okay, so this is how it goes on. Next one, the auxiliary verb with the Ethre to be is also used to reflexive verb in Passecompose tense. Review the conjugation of the reflexive verb se amuse, means to amuse oneself or to have fun oneself in the Passecompose. Already I told you, whenever you conjugate a pronominal verb like this, like se amuse, we have to know the reflexive pronoun which is added before the present conjugation of Ethre. And remember, all the pronominal verbs will be conjugating only with Ethre. And it is very simple. All the pronominal verbs maximum will end in er. The past participle is very easy to frame. So cut out r and above the e accent. So now here you can see the conjugation. Je me suis amusé. So here already the options are given. Both masculine and feminine is given. So don't think that you have to write every time like that. If you are a masculine, you use e. If you are a feminine, you use another e there. Okay. Then tu es amusé. Then il a amusé. Elle a amusé. On s'est amusé. Nous sommes amusés. Vous êtes amusés. Ils se sont amusés. Elles se sont amusées. So here, according to the number and gender, the past participle is changed, and everywhere you can see the reflexive pronoun. That is very important. Here you can see after je, me is added, first person. After tu, the is added because there is a vowel clash, t apostrophe is used. L, se will come, but since there is a vowel clash, s apostrophe and L, se should come, and there is a vowel clash. On, say. So on is for we or us or one. Okay. So on is also comes under the third person singular. Don't misunderstand that. On is also stands in third person singular like il and l. Okay. Next one, nu, another nu should be added. Nu, zom, amuse, vous êtes amusé. So here, when vous is missing, you can add a vous there. Then, ils se sont amusés, elles se sont amusées. Okay, so this is how the things goes on. You have to add the reflexive, that is for pronominal verbs, the reflexive pronouns are very necessary. And all the past participle has to accept the number and gender as usual when you do with the ethre. Okay, so now, note that the past participle agrees in number and gender, that is gender and number with a reflexive pronoun which has the same gender and number as the subject of the verb. In the sentence je me suis amusé, the past participle amusé remains in the original form when the reflexive pronoun ne represents a male. Same thing, the pronoun me is the same person as je. In the sentence je me suis amusé, here I told you this is what, when so according to the context you can use, whether if you are a masculine or feminine you can change the things. Okay, that is what is mentioned here. Je me suis amusé, here E is added to the verb past participle. The past participle amusé changes into feminine form when the reflexive pronoun me represents a female. Okay, the pronoun me is the same person as je. So this is what you have to understand everything. Okay, already I have given you the clear explanation how you have to conjugate Passecompose with avoir, then ethre, and the pronominal verbs how to be conjugated, and what are the changes has been done when you do with ethre and avoir, and what are the things you have to understand when you do with avoir. Okay, so see you students in the next video. I will give you some more clarification as what is given in your textbook. Okay, bye.